Welcome back to the coolest channel on YouTube. Look, smash that like button. Let's get this video to like 15,000 likes. Share these videos with your friends and families because you already know this is another banger that we have here today. Just buckle up and make sure y'all watch this to the end, or you know what I'm saying, you're gonna just be lost out here in the world. You feel me? But look, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, having another day that we can enjoy ourselves and spread positive vibes. Look, if you're an inquisitive thinker and you like to think for yourself, this is the channel for you. And we almost at 1 million subscribers, and I appreciate y'all for tagging along, man. This has been a hell of a journey, and I do appreciate y'all. Just know if you're going through a tough time, not in this thing by yourself, we're going through this thing called life together. Let's get into this video. And I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Just let me know how you feel about it in the comments down below.
Begin the annihilation protocol. Prepare my ship. Yes, my lord. Why? What are you doing? I'm saving who I can. But Earth must be destroyed. Destroyed? Why? Our technology cannot fall into their hands. Reptilians. They're coming. We need to find her!
نه در بر صدر میبینیم اینجاست من کار
What happened, my lord? Why are you so troubled? Inform my mother that I have returned.
It grows intense and hypnotic. The grace becomes an urgent.
My queen! Your sons have returned.
What are you doing here?
They took Earth from us.
Who?
The reptilians.
I will erase their bloodline. Inform Anu. He must know what has happened.
The child is born.
My love. No kai, shai velora, toru, toru.
Eva, shai ravel no kai. I will protect this child with my life.
While Shaira Noven.
Are you okay, Dr. Mila?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's nothing.
That's so interesting because I got a lot from watching that. It kind of put some things when you can see it in visual art, some things in like perspective, what they've been talking about. Remember how Billy Carson was talking about that we're like a seed colony, like we're the leftovers, like they left us. Maybe, you know, and y'all see how we have all of this ancient technology and all that, like even the technology that built the pyramids, the same technology that they had to like build, like carve into the mountainsides with perfect precision, stuff that we can't really even do today, that they had back in the day, like thousands of years ago. So what happened to that technology? Would this be an explanation? Just answer that in the comments down below. That would be a logical explanation if you didn't want your technology and your base that you set up here to get taken over by pretty much your ops. The ops pull it up and we're the leftovers and we have amnesia. But as you can see too as well, remember how they said a lot of star seeds will reincarnate, will come to this world and incarnate, but you will forget. But a lot of people in this current time are starting to wake up. And this is a part of the program. A lot of us are waking up and you starting to understand who you are. And we're not talking about the physical body. Your etheric energy before that. But you have many bodies. Let's get into this video though. Smash that like button.
Okay, so what if I told y'all that this entire time NASA was just a cover-up? Because according to conspiracy, this is what the Earth actually looks like on a plane surrounded by ice with more land out there. But then let's take it back through historic timeline. NASA was created in 1958. Then you had the Antarctic Treaty created in 1959, where a bunch of countries, a plethora, who quite literally are willing to drop nukes, who don't care about the cost of food, the cost of oil, the betterment of humanity, are all willing to come together in agreement to say that Antarctica is off limits. And please, miss me with the whole conversation about preservation of ice and wildlife, because think about the Amazon and all of the other places that we're still able to access. What makes Antarctica different? And then you go through history and you look at all of these different civilizations that built megaliths of architecture that till this day we're unable to replicate. They all had the same concept when it came to the Earth. Even maps from the 1500s show what the Earth looked like. Animals, all types of land that we now no longer have on our maps. And you mean to tell me that NASA's the only one that showed the Earth as a globe? The fact that New Year's change dates, the fact that there's been so much manipulation in our history, what would make us believe that what they show us now is actually the truth? And with all of this UFO disclosure conversation and representatives from the House coming out saying that it's barely scratched the surface and there's more disclosures to come, it leads you to think about Admiral Byrd and all of his explorations, all of his missions, and what could have really been found in Antarctica that was never disclosed to the public, and what exactly are the resources, what exactly are the materials that they have there that would change the trajectory of our entire civilization, that they would never have us have access to, because then we'd probably not have to pay bills. Then we know that there's more land, more water, more resources, and a better way of living. But that's just my personal opinion. It's just the deeper I go down this rabbit hole, the more I start to realize, yeah, they're absolutely hiding something, because what's new? They always are. So ask yourself one question. What if all of the funding, all of these billions of dollars was never about going to different planets or discovering space, but actually just keeping us from the truth that was existing right within our own system? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't confirm or deny any information. This is all alleged, but I definitely implore you to do your research, because the more I look into these disclosures, the more I start to realize they have so much information that they're holding on to that we'll probably never know about. But the truth is, the information is there, the truth is out there, and it's being kept from us for a reason. So the real question is, why?
That is crazy. Look at that. There are no videos of people climbing this place, getting close to it just by plane. These, for instance, are some pictures where you can actually see it's kind of a pyramid. It looks like it has angles. It actually looks like a perfect pyramid in the middle of the Amazon jungle. It's crazy. That alone tells me that there's something going on in the Amazon forest. So let's take a look into part 2 of this video, him actually coming across this place and trying to find somewhere to climb it.
Assim, ó. Vai mais ali na frente. E aqui, ó. Ali assim tem aqueles desenhos antigos na pedra. Ó. Tá vendo aí, ó? 2 orelhinhas pra cima. Caramba, velho.
Yeah, so... Oh my gosh. This is like...
Cuidado, hein?
Wow.
Tem muito abelha.
Well, I guess as treasure hunters and divers, it's like if they find something, they can actually profit from it, I guess.
Você vai tentar se aproximar. Tá aqui os meninos tudo com medo. Entendeu? Ali o Francisco tá ali na frente.
Oh my gosh.
Aqui tem muita ortiga, cara.
What?
Ó, galera.
Nah, wait. What?
Eles fecharam a entrada, cara.
One. The fish number 1 is approximately 2,500 kilos. All right, this is the fish number 1. There we go. This is it. Okay. And from there we're going to piece number 2. Piece number 2. Approximately 1,200 200 kilos. 1,200 kilos. Right here. Piece number 2. Piece number 3.
Unos 400 kilos.
This is like approximately 400 kilos. Piece number 3. Piece number 4. Approximately 525 kilos. Piece number. Número 6.
400 kilos.
450 kilos. Okay. 5 and 6. This is 6.
800.
This is approximately
800.
850 kilos. 850 kilos. This one. Okay. And from there we're going. Say 7. This is number 7. This one is approximately
800.
825 kilos. Green piece, real pretty piece. 7, 8. Number 8.
Una 200.
1,250 kilos, approximately. Okay.
It's just crazy how all of this looks like it's just other beings holding smaller beings, and some of them look like us.
This is number 8. Piece number 9. Okay, we finished with 8. We started with piece number 9. Beautiful piece. It's approximately 750 kilos. That's a pretty big. That's beautiful. The signals were here. Nice. Piece number 10. 10. This piece is approximately 750 kilos. Right there. Okay, 11. Piece number 11. Right here. Mother with 2 aliens. Approximately 700 kilos. Okay. Piece number 12. 12. This one is approximately 925 kilos. This one. Beautiful. And this one is, we finish almost with 12, 13. Piece number 13. This one is approximately 1,500 kilos. 1,500 kilos. This one. And from this one, we're going to piece number 14.
He about to show us the whole facility.
In 1908, President Teddy Roosevelt sought to protect the Grand Canyon from timber and mining operations. Explorer G.E. Kincaid, anticipating the closure, mounted an expedition to the area to find minerals. But what he discovered there was something completely unexpected. Approximately 40 miles upriver from El Tovar Crystal Canyon, Kincaid observed unusual sediment stains, and upon investigation found a cavern entrance with steps leading to it, suggesting a man-made structure. Inside, Kincaid found writings on the walls not in English or Native American scripts, but in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. This finding suggested a historical connection far beyond local or known civilizations. The cave system revealed a vast underground city, estimated to house up to 50,000 people, complete with granaries, cooking areas, and artifacts indicating a sophisticated society with knowledge of metalwork and possibly agriculture. Among the findings were granaries with preserved seeds, tools made of copper indicating a lost art of hardening the metal, and various artifacts that pointed to a technologically advanced civilization. The complexity of the cave system with engineered passageways and rooms challenged contemporary understandings of ancient civilizations in North America. Kincaid's findings led to a Smithsonian expedition led by Professor S.A. Jordan, which further explored the cave system, uncovering a central chamber with a statue resembling Buddha, hinting at a cultural amalgamation or influence from distant lands. The artifacts and the layout of the caves suggested a deliberate, sophisticated design, contradicting the notion of an isolated or primitive local civilization. Despite significant discoveries, mainstream researchers and the Smithsonian have labeled the account as a hoax and dismissing the claims of an advanced civilization predating Native Americans in the Grand Canyon, and the possibility of ancient transoceanic contacts that might have influenced pre-Columbian American civilizations. Any and all attempts to further explore or validate Kincaid's findings face governmental restrictions, with areas off limits for exploration. This remarkable discovery aligns with local tribal legends, such as those of the Hopi, suggesting a historical basis for tales of ancient peoples and non-human entities emerging from the Grand Canyon, blending myth with tangible archaeological intrigue.
They start to think about it a little bit more too. Like what, like we talked about this last video, like how they don't want you to go in the Grand Canyon, but they let you climb Mount Everest. I'm gonna keep saying it. Like they'd rather shoot your ass to the moon than let you go down there in that Grand Canyon. But you can go to Mount Everest though. Something going on, y'all. I'm telling you. It's a portal of technology down there. You're connected to it.
Your thoughts on that there are physical reptilians running physical bases underground? Was these underground bases often run by reptilian beings? Well, let me quote the roadmap again. Draco reptilians are said to be the royalty at the top of the reptilian hierarchy, who are fierce warriors and super psychopaths that pass on their traits to their underlings. They have seeded many elite human reptilian hybrid bloodlines that have become royalty, political leaders, and the cult inner circle. You have Draco reptilian guys running the governments of every country on the planet. Reptilians have bases throughout the solar system and under the earth, including one in Antarctica.
I've come across US military people, some of them working in bases in Britain, who have openly interacted with reptilian and grey entities in underground bases. See, these DUMBs, these deep underground military bases, they're all over the world, like this Pine Gap in Australia, which is an American base. They go down fantastic distances. You go into the lower levels of these bases. First of all, you see horrific experiments going on. And then the major bases, they open out into the areas where the reptilians have lived for a very, very long time within the earth. While there are reptilian and grey entities operating within the earth and within the underground bases, the focal point of them is in this astral dimension.
Some hikers near the Sonora National Monument were hiking along a trail when they found this. Now, we never really know what's going on in these mountains. You know, there's rumors for hidden alien bases, hidden military bases, people who live underground. We don't know. But what I do know is this door and lock is making me curious. What do you think this is? Leave it in the comments. This is Unanswered Universe.
You need to be careful when you're at hotels, especially any of these hotels that are like these old historic hotels that are in these big cities, right? These hotels have tunnels and they're all connected, like in LA or in other major cities. And when you see like lots of people go missing, these elite, these cabal, these dragon elite worshiping reptilian beings who are possessing them, these sacrificial Satanists and these Luciferian elite families, they're trafficking people through these hotels. These hotels have tunnels that lead to other places. So when a lot of these elites are needing kidneys, or when they're needing livers, or they're needing some type of organ implant, right, they end up taking people out of these hotels. And there's many different significant situations where this has come up, and it's the truth. People go missing in these hotels because they have these rooms and doors that are cut off that lead to other tunnels and different places. You need to be careful, man. These hotels are trafficking hubs. You gotta understand, these celebrities, these elites, they have a lot of connections into these state and federal police officers, into these different networks. This is what these satanic Luciferian networks are. They might not say they're satanic. They might not say they're Luciferian, right? Even in these secret societies, they're not saying outwardly what they're really worshiping and what they're really into. So these hotels are used as hubs. They always will protect each other. This is why whenever these little girls go missing or people go missing in these hotels and they end up finding them with their organs missing, the hotel camera footage only can show so much. The police don't go and look into anything before it's already too late, right? This is why there's barely any help, because they're covering their own tracks. This is a network of silence that only seen through the certain symbolism, hand codes, and understandings. And for the people who have no idea, that are just literally like sitting out there like sitting ducks ready to get destroyed and eaten by a wolf or destroyed by the hunter, this is what's going on right here. So you need to be aware of these things and understand there's a network of this shit going on. And this is from a page of the New Yorker Hotel, explaining and showing that deep beneath our Art Deco floors lies one of New York City's best kept secrets, a forgotten tunnel that once whisked guests directly from Penn Station to our hotel's elevators. So they could go right underneath and then come up. They can go literally from their hotel elevator from right in their room down all the way to Penn Station underground hotels. You see what I'm saying? So the secret celebrity tunnel was just a rumor until workers found it. These are everywhere.
Imagine getting in the elevator in one of these hotels. Not saying that it hasn't happened or it has, and your elevator keeps going down to the floor you didn't press. You're gonna be kind of cooked. So I'm gonna eat your ass at the end of that. But I mean, it's just a theory. But
they also said go to Europe. It'll make sense.
Yeah.
So let me just, because I went to 4 high schools. I never opened the book, but I graduated early. So listen, let me hear this out. So we go back further in time, less technology, but we're going to build grander structures. Like, not even the logistics. Thank you for laughing. Not even the logistics of the horse and buggy nonsense. Yeah. All right, you got the stuff to the site, let's just say. Now you're chiseling laser precision cuts to make a castle in the 1500s? Oh, they were rich. Yeah, God forbid they had a patent like, hey, King Louis invented the hydraulic chisel to make this. Give me a BS story, not just saying he had money in 100 years, because that doesn't make sense.
I know.
But thank you for the tour. We're interested in a 2-bedroom. And thank you, buddy, we had to come check this out, man.
Right?
This is
you got
a little side quest.
Yeah.
You got the place now, but I went on a tour. And we got to give you a 5-star review. Yeah,
the tunnels went through there. They sealed it all up. So the secret
tunnels
underground
went through
tunnels.
Here, that the ladies were speaking of, right, Lance?
That's right.
Through the Jamaican restaurant to the tunnels.
I think this was like some kind of elevator at some point. I'm not sure. But you can see our big cool elevators at the front, right? They're all done in gold. And then the mail slot up in the lobby.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Debbie.
You're very welcome.
As we're coming from the basement, what do we got here, Jacksonville? With the airship. Maybe that's how they built it, Debbie, with airships.
No, it wasn't. Actually, that was flying by. Listen to me. I've taken so many tours with this gentleman that bring all these people through. I can actually tour myself. That happened to be going to the Everglades when that picture was taken.
Really?
But this is what it looked like in 1926.
This is 1920. So this is when everything was completed down here.
Hey, Debbie, the reason there's lions in all those buildings is it because it was the roaring 20s? Is that true?
That's what it says. Literally, that's what it says, Debbie.
Hey, listen, you have a great day.
I'm
Ham.
vintage, but I'm not that vintage. Okay.
Ham.
Nice ham. Well, listen, thank you. This is awesome. I love these old pictures. You know, guys in full suits in Jacksonville, because, you know, that's what they do in Florida, right?
They're looking very sharp, aren't they?
Make it make sense, Deb. Make it make sense.
that's when they started to repopulate again with the Cabbage Patch Kids and stuff like that. All them weird ass people in suits and stuff just appeared with buggies and carriage with these sophisticated buildings. It just don't make sense.
All the way up to the 18th floor.
Do you know about this?
It's still in use. You can still use it, but we can't drill that out yet. But I'm dying to drill it out and see if it actually, you know.
Well, listen, Deb, have a great day. And, buddy, good luck with the apartment and the search.
Yeah,
have a good one, guys. Make it make sense. Oh, fireplace.
It was already here.
So, me and DJ just be exploring, right? Why we just found a secret tunnel next to, like, the White House, bro? What is that?
It's really a
tunnel though.
It is? Yeah. Oh, nah, let's get away from it. They probably got an alarm going off right now that it's open. Yeah, let's go on the other side.
So we've gone tonight from the president posting images of him clicking a red button and setting off a nuclear weapon in space to now him posting this image. It is real, of him walking an alien who is tied up along with Secret Service and Army personnel on an Army base in what looks like area.
I know this is definitely fake right here, but I know he did post it. But that's with the swole ass alien in the handcuffs. Ain't no way.
51. I post this.
But what is he trying to say?
Not because it's news, but because imagine the reaction if it was Joe Biden standing here next to an alien, this fake image that he posted. Imagine if it was Obama, Bush, Clinton, you name it. Imagine if any other public official posted this. What would the reaction be? Spread the word, follow for more.
I don't know if you've ever seen the Tether incident, but that's an amazing video. They were releasing a tether into space and it detached. They lost it. And what happened was incredible because in multi-spectrum, they were picking up these massive discs flying around the doggone tether. Now, because the tether is a certain size, they were able to measure the size of some of these objects.
I know he's talking about space and stuff, but I mean, it looks like, don't it look like tadpoles in water? That doesn't look like, it don't look like so-called space. It's water on the outside of the firmament.
Some of them were larger than football fields. Those discs that were moving around and checking out this tether, they could only be seen in multi-spectrum. When they switched the cameras back to normal mode, they disappeared. They didn't even exist anymore. Those aren't UFOs. I believe that those are living things in the third dimension in space.
Вам видно? Вам видно?
Like District 9, huh? For sure.
Что это?
You thought it was cat.
Неужели начал это, а?
Take a look at this sighting. Most people says it reminds them of the movie District 9, and when you look at it, it absolutely does. I'm not sure which country this is, so maybe someone who heard his voice can tell us that. But at first I thought this video was not real until he zoomed out to see the geography, and you see the gentleman here. So you see the mountains and the distance, you see the layers of the mountains, and as he zooms in, you see what looks like a UFO. Now, if you notice, you saw the other clouds, so it must not be a cloud because you can see the other clouds from a distance. What's your thoughts on this? Leave it in the comments. This is Unanswered Universe.
I'll interject something. Right before we started filming, I think Steven sent you some images, right?
Actually, I had the images.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that he was okay with me sharing, because there's some ramifications to putting this out.
We're going to overlay these, but what's freaky is their faces, like a bunch of faces in that video, little faces.
Steven seems to think that there are either interdimensional portals opening and closing, because you can see dozens and dozens of freaky alien-looking faces, disembodied, just heads and faces.
Stephen Lay used quantum imaging technology to create, or during his exploration near Skinwalker Ranch. We already know this ranch sits on ley lines and has portables, possibly to other dimensions. Stephen has captured something that the human eye can't see. And what you see here are faces. Now, these faces, who they belong to, are these like captured souls? Are these aliens? Are they demons?
Is that the soul harvest? Like, you know, when they, after you pass here and you're out of your physical body and, you know, you're traveling and you're going into the universe or whatever, and is that the faces that's getting pulled to the moon to get recycled? Let me know in the comments down below. It's interesting.
Is this just an energy? We don't know, but there is some type of sentient living form in these areas. Whether it's friendly or not is still to be questioned. So look at this video and tell me or give any type of explanation on how these faces would appear and should they mean anything. Leave your thoughts in the comments. This unanswered universe.
See stuff like that in Arizona.
They're telling me to go right back on to my spot. I was going to go home and take a shower, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. My lights are still on. You can hear people at my apartment complex too. Oh, that's incredible.
See these all the time. Y'all see it right here. It's moving.
I did
It's
not
like
care. There was people in the parking lot, and I whipped out my camera. They can see this, but they're not looking. I mean, you can see it with your naked eye. Incredible.
that it is.
So sorry about all the light. Oh my gosh, they are everywhere. Guys, it has been nonstop. Wow, incredible. Look. And I'm just I'm in the parking lot ready to get out and They are not ready for me to be done yet. I gotta go back. This is crazy. There's those two. Look, there's that one.
Kind of feels to me like somebody's preparing for something. Let me know in the comments down below if you think it's the government. Do you think that there's other life forms that's preparing for this disclosure that we're supposed to have, that, you know, mysteriously when they want to start dropping like information on UFOs and stuff like that, they drop some BS, straight up BS, mularkey. But then all the scientists disappear that can't speak on what they dropped. So just miraculously. So is it your thought that they're going to try to blue beam us to get a bad taste in our mouth about what's to come so you can be concerned and worried? because we do have our own technology too as well. And when you think it's just blue beam, it's just going to be holographic things in the sky. Really not. Really get your ass beamed out here, and it'll be a real one that we have. But is that preparatory to get you afraid of if there's a friendly faction that pulls up on us and let themselves be known? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below.
This footage shows the interdimensional beings from the Miami Mall incident. Not only showed 2 seconds of these beings before the phone had malfunctioned, but in these 2 seconds you can clearly see what these beings look like. Look at this. Then the phone just stopped working. This was the only recording they was able to get.
And we all know that situation was just crazy in itself. Like, nobody phones worked. People lost memory of what happened. Kind of like the Men in Black flashed them or something like that. Then every like police officer in the city showed up. It might been a practice run for Blue Beam. Real talk.
Possible predictions for this year.
What appears to be evacuation. Cars piled up on the highways of California. They're all trying to get out of there. I can't tell if I'm closer to San Diego, San Francisco, or both. But it's as if they're fleeing something. Something's coming. There's a warning. Just trying to get out of California. I don't see anything other than things look clear. I just see the large amounts of traffic and the feeling of fleeing. I need to get out of there. A feeling of panic. As it gets darker and darker, and then I see the headlights backed up forever. I feel that some roads are closed off or you can't get out. Big fleeing in California. I see the same in Florida, but in a different way. I see highways in Florida on the southwest, southwest, highways jammed, and people fleeing. Not as much of a panic as I feel in California, but definitely fleeing.
Listen to and pay attention to these rocks. This happened in a region of Kazakhstan, where hiker-explorer David Tragobov came across some unusual rock structure that seems like it was experiencing some seismic activity. These rocks begin to crack and break apart, and if you listen closely, you can hear cracking sounds coming from the rocks. But David says that he feels no vibration coming underneath him. How can this be explained? We do know that the Earth itself is alive and sentient. Is the Earth talking? Did David disturb something he shouldn't have? What's going on here? Leave your thoughts in the comments. This is Unanswered Universe. Look at these rocks move.
Plato referred to Saturn as Helios, the sun god. Satanism is Saturnism. Satanists worship the goat. The god himself is a symbol of Saturn because this planet is enthroned in Capricorn, whose emblem is a goat. And you see them on Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Baroness Philippine de Rothschild. This is called the magic square of Saturn, 666. This is the sigil of Saturn, the most obvious symbol of Freemasonry. Balmoral, the Scottish home of the royal family, the sigil of Saturn. This is an ancient symbol of Saturn. They then took it and put it on their fiefdom of Israel, the symbol of the Soviet Union, the symbol of Saturn, the hammer and the sickle. This is a permanent hexagon in the North Pole of Saturn. He's also the six-pointed star, and he's also the cube. The Kaaba is a symbol of Saturn. The black cube that Jewish people put on their third eye as part of their ritual is Saturn. So all these symbols are all representations of the frequency of Saturn. That's the matrix that's playing us.
Kevin Hart's roast on Netflix was very bizarre. This was one massive humiliation. And of course, they had to showcase the goats. And obviously, if you know what the goats actually symbolize. And that's not all when it comes to this roast of Kevin Hart. This was definitely a massive humiliation ritual, because you even had Cat Williams at this roast or this humiliation ritual bringing up stuff about Kevin Hart and Diddy.
Just because Kevin went to Diddy party does not mean he did something wrong. The fact that he gets all quiet when you bring it up, that means he did something wrong.
And you also had a weird joke between The Rock and Kevin at this roast.
My titties ain't sucking themselves. Now you get down here and you suck on this tit.
Now people can say, oh, this was just a joke because this was a roast. But does anybody else find that bizarre, especially shortly after The Rock at the Met Gala wore a skirt? I mean, come on. That is very strange. And again, this is what Hollywood does every.
The Rock wore a skirt? I mean, why should I be surprised at this?
Every single time. They always go through these rituals. And this roast of Kevin Hart is no different. What do you think?
What happened last night at the forum during the Netflix roast of Kevin Hart wasn't just comedy, but it was a sick and twisted victory lap for the wealthy predators of this system. While the majority of the masses laughed, the predators used Shane Gillis to perform the revelation of the method, right in our faces. They took the darkest evidence from the Podesta files, emails that were related to the Epstein network, and those shrimp and food references that we know are coded language for the ritual abuse of children, and they turned them into punchlines. By having Gillis joke about Chelsea Handler, another known Epstein associate, about tossing tiny shrimp into a child's mouth while he's introducing her, they are effectively laundering the truth. But this is how this system operates, because they tell you exactly what they're doing, but they package it as a roast, and that's what the revelation of the method is. Once it's a joke on Netflix, it's no longer a crime to them, but it's just edgy humor forced in your face. They mentioned Handler's 2010 dinner with Epstein not to expose her, but to show us that they can admit to it and nothing happens, and they are literally laughing at the people for knowing the real truth. They took the shrimp imagery from the leaked emails, the same ones that linked the predators to these sick acts, and used it to entertain the very civilians that they're suppressing. It's them saying, we did it, you know we did it, and we're going to just make jokes about it. This is the ultimate tool of desensitization, and when we stop being outraged and start laughing at the shrimp and kids' jokes, they have won. Don't let the comedy cover up the corruption, because they aren't hiding the Epstein circle anymore, but they're flaunting it because they believe the people are too broken to fight back. Stay awake, and see through their jokes, because they're showing you their hand because they think you can't play yours. We do not forgive, we do not forget. Anonymously enlightening out.
Not sure who needs to hear this, but it's all of them. Yes, even your precious Cat Williams. Just a giant Saturn cult. It's just blowing my mind and hurting my heart to see the amount of individuals posting online about Cat Williams and the roast of Kevin Hart, and how Cat Williams was not telling jokes, he was telling the truth. Yeah, telling the truth as a gatekeeper. Because if you don't think he's part of the club, and the spell that they are casting over you is working. I understand to the general population they will not see the symbolism here, but the esoteric symbolism is pretty blatant. This hat sideways representing the rings of Saturn, for the background to be cycling cubes, which for those who know, the cube also represents Saturn. Saturn cube is a prominent occult and esoteric symbol, representing limitation, material reality, time, and karmic restriction. It symbolizes the transformation of the divine, fluid, and chaotic universe into a structured, box-like, three-dimensional existence. It is often associated with the Roman god Saturn. You don't say. Now, you can go ahead and do your own research out there. This video is not going to be a deep dive, but just so you know, Saturn worship is the hidden god behind law, money, and power. This is why you will see the rings of Saturn symbolism everywhere. Not to mention the black cube that is found around the world. So of course, in my own personal opinion, I believe it is quite naive to not think that he is part of the club, especially for him to just be involved with this humiliation ritual against Kevin Hart, which these roasts of celebrities are humiliation rituals. Not to mention how Mr. Golden Dawn had his own roast or humiliation ritual, and this goes back again to the occult. Some of these key purposes of these simulation rituals include initiation and loyalty, where in cults or occult groups, these rituals increase loyalty by creating a cost to belonging, ensuring members are broken down and easier to control. Breaking the ego, some interpretations suggest humiliation rituals such as those discussed in the "you know what" are meant to destroy ego-driven attachments to social status, forcing them to form a spiritual purification. Through this is often viewed as psychological trauma. Oh, how lovely. Or you have the kiss of shame, which in folklore and modern witchcraft studies, this represents a ritual where a new initiate or witch kisses the devil's you-know-what as a sign of submission. Jesus, please just come back. So yeah, I'm really sorry to burst your bubble if you thought that somehow he was not part of the club and that he was exposing the truth and he was there to be a right fighter. When in reality, from my own opinion, my own understanding, from what I am seeing and what I have witnessed, it is pretty clear that he is a gatekeeper. He is allowed to share some truths to then gain people's trust, but in reality, he is just as controlled as the rest of them. Now, let me just make this very clear. It is my own opinion, my own personal take on the matter from what I have researched and what I have seen and knowing or understanding the esoteric symbolism that you just can't ignore. That is actually how I came to the faith in Jesus, seeing the wickedness of the occult and the esoteric symbolism everywhere, understanding that symbols is a language that they use right in front of us to mock us, and they speak to one another through these symbols, and it goes over the heads of the general population. And that's why I just can't ignore the little hat sideways with looking like Saturn's rings, and then the cube behind him. And he was the only one with the cube, by the way, at least from what I've seen. I haven't watched the roast. I saw clips online, and again, it's just wretched, the jokes that they have on there, and that's part of the roast. But again, just understand that it's all controlled. If it's on TV, it's controlled. The club that you were not invited to is running these individuals like little puppets, and that's the name of the game, guys. So before you get all excited thinking that he's exposing the truth and getting all worked up, that's what they want. They want you suckered in. They want you thinking that. And I cannot recommend enough to stop watching that stuff, or at least investing in it and thinking that someone's on your side. Truly, they are all against the Lord Most High. They are against Jesus Christ ultimately, and that is why I cannot recommend enough to just follow Jesus, trust upon him, rest in him, and pray for discernment, pray for wisdom, seek him above everything else, guys, and rest in his love, his grace, and his mercy. So yeah, I love you guys all so much. God bless. Remember, the just shall live by faith.
I don't understand why they would choose this path. Should we intervene? They had all this time, and they still chose the path that's leading to self-destruction. They harvest faster than they repair. They build systems they no longer command. This was always the threshold.
We showed them that the truth lies at the stars, but they never truly look up. We're too late.
If we intervene, they will call us gods. Begin the protocols. Of Earth, we return. We come to recalibrate your world and dissolve the shadow that has fed on your
Citizens
life
across
force.
the globe are capturing the arrival of the colossal craft and its occupant felony.
For centuries, planet Tiamat has been manipulated by the Draconian Brotherhood and the Dark Shadow government. Their dominion ends with this dawn. You have been in a perpetual state of amnesia because of deceptive bioweapons and mind-forgetful agents. The veil forced upon you is dissolving. You initiated amplification of your sun's activity and ultraviolet plasma ionization. These harmonics will awaken the dormant codes within you. Someone has always been with the universe. The sky remembers your name. These beings are responsible for the tumultuous activities on planet Tiamat. Wisdom.
You are the white blood cells of planet Tiamat. It's time to exterminate the vampiric parasites that have been feeding off your life force this whole time.
What another amazing video, man. Hopefully y'all watched to the end. Let me know if you made it to the end of the video. I know a lot of y'all like, I always make it to the end. Look, man, much appreciated, because now we're getting the same understanding and we can have the same conversation, you know, about the full length of the video, the full thought process. But let me know where you at mentally with this, and where are you at in your awakening. Have you been meditating? Have you been detoxing? Have you been working out, getting your body right, getting your soul right, doing the best you can? You know, a lot of us are going through different things. Some of us are sick. Some of us, you know, you might not make it in the next few years, but you're trying to do the best you can. Because one thing I do know about us, and I do know about the body and the spirit and the soul, is that we're very, very resilient. If you start clicking all these things together, you can. If you're going through some stuff, you can heal yourself. Your body can heal itself, and that's up to us. That's not up to, you know, big pharma and stuff to keep feeding you drugs. Get back on natural herbs, detoxing, get to working out, go lay in the sun, go soak up some of this sun rays, man, as best as we can. We already know we're being attacked from every angle. The skies are being sprayed, our food is being sprayed. You know, what can we do but try? And like I said before, we're resilient, and those matter. So never feel like you in this world by yourself. We're all going through this together. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in and locking in with me. Look, I'll see y'all in the next video. And like I always say, spread love, because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See y'all in the next video. And I'm out though. Live.